You guys, it seemed a little tentative to start in the first period, but then you guys seemed to start using a little bit more of your speed and controlled that. Buddy scores the goal. It was a good opening period, but then they seemed to start to chip away in the second. How did you see it?
Well, I thought the first period was I thought we played a good first period overall. Then you got to stay true to yourself. We know what we need to do to be good, and we know why we had some success. You have to stick to that, and we got away from it. And our job is to reset, make sure we get back to who we are. That's the bottom line. Is when you have success, is you use your strength properly, and you stick to the plan. And we didn't today.
And one of the things you've talked about and we've talked about all season, and it seemed you did in games 4 and 5, was really stay disciplined. It seemed that got a little bit away from you guys today. Is that a message you have to send to the team for tomorrow?
Oh, they know. They know. They know. We will talk about it briefly, but they know. And I mean, playing against Grand Rapids was really. It was a real physical series, and we found a way to stay disciplined. This series against Rockford will be physical as well, and we need to find a way to stay disciplined. But the frustration was coming from our actions, and we have to stay in control. We can manage only ourselves. We can't manage the referees. We can't manage the opponents. We can't manage anything outside of what we can control. And we didn't do a good job enough today.
With you guys down 2-1, Sammy gets tripped. They don't call it. Creates a little time and space for Hayden, who puts it up and over Eric Comrie. How do you, as a coach, calm the team down? Because you know there's got to be a lot of frustration after they see the missed call and then a goal against to give them a 2-goal lead.
Well, we certainly talk behind the bench, and then it starts with me. It starts with the coaches. We have to stay in control, and we rely on our veterans to understand what's going on. It's playoff hockey. You know, whether the referee misses a call or not, whether we make a mistake and they score a goal, we need to bounce back. And it takes 12 seconds to go from your zone to the offensive zone and create a scoring chance. Even if there's 5 minutes left and you have 1 or 2 goals behind, you still can come back. It takes 12 seconds to create a scoring chance. Go ahead.
Sorry. Would you say that a lot of it is mental? Then you said it takes 12 seconds. From that point on, a lot of it must be mental.
This game is all mental. You prepare yourself physically, and they're all physically strong and fast and good enough to be here. It's the difference in those games become a mental part of it, and staying in control, making sure you stick to your plan. We're facing adversity. That's playoff hockey. I mean, we're facing a team that has over 1,500 NHL games played experience, so that's a pretty good team. And they've had a strong end of the season, and they beat Chicago in 3 games. There's a reason. Chicago was a pretty good team, so we'll have to play a perfect game in order to give ourselves a chance to compete. And when we play our game, we can play with them, no doubt. But the mental part of it is to make sure we stay focused.
How big is it to have veterans, come up big time, whether it's communicating with the younger guys or their own play? You played against a team, Grand Rapids, that won the Calder Cup last year. Team like Rockford is veteran heavy. How important is it for you guys to have those veterans?
Well, it's huge. I think we give a voice to everybody in this locker room. If you're wearing a jersey, if you're part of this team, if you're part of this group, you have a voice, and we expect our players to respect each other and to make sure they let everybody have a voice. But we have leaders, and we have good leaders, and there's no way we would have had the season we had if we didn't have good leaders. So it's beyond everything, the final result today, it's how we're going to regroup, and it starts with the leaders.
Coach, you've talked about how much you like the locker room right now and the way your teams make up. In a situation of adversity like this and getting ready for tomorrow, is that where the preparation starts, is with your locker room and the good relationship they have with each other?
Absolutely. Well, it starts. The only way to get better is to understand what you did wrong and to evaluate our game. The players need to evaluate their own game, and that's their job. And so they have from this moment till tomorrow to make sure they understood what went right and what went wrong for their game, and that includes understanding as a team, part of this team, as a player, part of this team, how you manage your game, and we need to regroup, and that's what we need to do. We have a good room. We know we need to reset right away. It's 1-0. It's one game. And those guys are a good team, like I said, but our job is to regroup and focus on ourselves and make sure that tomorrow we come back and we're ready to go.
Can you offer any update on Mason Appleton's status?
He's not ready. He's still he's not ready. He's day to day, but he wasn't ready for today.
Do you notice anything in their power play? We're talking about discipline on your team, but their power play went from 25th in the league overall in the regular season to first in the playoffs. Is there a big difference? I mean, I know you played them 4 times, but is there something you're noticing that they're doing different?
They have better players than they did early in the season. Trade deadline, they added some key players, offensive players, and Blackhawks didn't make the playoffs, so they got some players helping them. So that's a big part of it, I think.
So they haven't changed the structure. It's simply just additional talent.
Well, you always make adjustments according to your personal, but it's pretty standard. When you look at power plays, it's pretty standard.